Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Gam Ganapatiye Namaha. Om Brahma Mir Striparan Takare Panushashi Bhumisato Budasha Gurusha Shukra Shani Rahu Keteva Sarve Graha Shanti Karabhavantu. Om Karunarasa Sindave Namaha. Om Karunarasa Sindave Namaha. Om Karunarasa Sindave Namaha. And that last mantra meant, may compassion flow out of your heart like a river. And so just a river of compassion, may that come to us. Hi, I'm Cosmic Kev. Welcome to KozmicKev100. This is your weekly astro video zine where we take the planets, including moon and sun, the 12 houses of the zodiac, the 12 signs of the zodiac, and put them all together to try and make sense to you. Mostly in tropical astrology, but I try to share my sidereal Vedic wisdom as we go. For instance, where is the moon today? You know, it's Friday, February 17th, 2023. Well, it looks like the moon is in Capricorn. And the part of Capricorn the moon is in is a lunar mansion known as Purvashada. It's probably going to go into Uttarashada. Both of these nakshatras are about victory. Purvashada is ruled by Apis, the water god. And so there's this association with water travel. And it also connotates victory, like wars were waged in India, started on Purvashada. Sometimes businesses were started too, sometimes Uttarashada as well. But I'll explain that a little later. So Purvashada is ruled by Venus. It's all encased within, if we looked in the sky, we'd find it in the constellation of Sagittarius, okay? So moon's in Sagittarius right now as far as astronomy is concerned. That's why people will say, oh, astrology is not correct. Everything's moved 23, 24 degrees from where it was back in, 250 AD. Well, that is true. But the sidereal astrology practitioners and the practitioners of Jyotish in India have compensated for that. They've adjusted it. So as time's gone on, we see there's this movement of the constellations from where we are, and that affects us directly. And so, so one thing we know about Purvashada, because it's all in Sagittarius, it's ruled by Jupiter. Uttarashada is just a quarter Sagittarius, 3/4 Capricorn, and the moon is in Capricorn in Western astrology today. And the moon will be in Capricorn in Western astrology until 9:35 p.m. this evening. And, by then, we will definitely, we're in Uttarashada. Uttarashada, well, the symbol for Purvashada is the winnowing basket or a fan, because fan's an act of aggression on heat. And it's considered a pretty fortunate nakshatra in that there's the energies of the two gurus, Venus and Jupiter. And the two gurus, Venus and Jupiter, are a big part of my subject this week. Because Venus is going to move into Aries, and Jupiter's in Aries. In tropical astrology, these are both the two gurus. And they're both, of course, going to be in Pisces in Vedic astrology, which actually is super powerful. Super powerful. Because Venus gets exalted in Pisces. And Jupiter is a Pisces-ruled sign. So, and these are the two benefics. But they're also known as the two gurus. They're also the teacher planets. Jupiter teaches the highest stuff. Venus teaches us how to be a better human, dealing with human situations, desires, and whatnot. And sometimes Venus can stoke desires and not give us satisfaction. And Jupiter gives us satisfaction. Jupiter takes us to that spiritual edge. I mean, Pisces is like, we've done it all, folks. Without love, without God, without the Divine Mother, we are nothing. Nothing, nothing, nothing. Now, Uttara Shada is ruled by the sun, the next part of this nakshatra today. There'll be a lot of it today, Uttara Shada. And so what we're seeing here is victory in that the elephant's tusk, which is its symbol, gets rid of obstacles in our path. And so there's a certain amount of good fortune. Also, the sun is a more consistent planet than Venus. And so in that sense, sun never goes retrograde. There's this reliability. So Uttara Shada gives us this kind of reliability. Well, later on in this week, we've got a new moon, folks, and I believe that moon is in Shadabishak, which is all in Aquarius. And that is going to happen late Sunday night at 11:56 p.m. So Shadabishak, is it's a great healer, really. It's all in Aquarius in Vedic astrology, this new moon. In Vedic it's in Aquarius, in tropical Western it's in Pisces. And so what we can expect with this new moon. Shadabishak's a healer. Shadabishak is 1,000 flowers or 1,000 doctors. It's ruled by Varuna. And Varuna has its own version of wisdom. Varuna can be also related to intoxication in some ways. Shadabishak's ruled by the north node of the moon. So, by the time Monday comes, if people are, it's President's Day in the United States, so schools will be closed, government workers and banks will probably be closed. Some people are just really nice, let their employees off too, if they want to be off. So it's a really like this fresh start. So if you are off, especially on Monday morning, really, light some candles, set some intentions. Shadabishak's also about lakes, tanks, and reservoirs. So we might be hearing about dams. We might be hearing about lakes and tanks and reservoirs. Invisibility cloaks, staying invisible. That's Shadabishak. Being diseases that are sometimes hard to cure. Shadabishak is in some ways protected, but unable to get itself out of the circumferential fence where other people get to know them better. When the pandemic really became super evident in 2020, there was a new moon in Shadabishak. So, there's been 3 years of dealing with that. And there's various opinions, but I'm sure that the corporately sponsored ones are the most important. Well, I think we want to do the right thing overall. We want to be safe, and at first we thought, a lot of information was withheld from us, and new information constantly goes out, and there's a variety of it, and ones that match the narrative that'll probably ensure economic stability will be the ones that'll be broadcast the loudest. We can be pretty sure of that. Hey, I keep forgetting to say this, but if you like this, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, share this with friends. This is an interesting kind of astrology here we're dealing with. Sun moving into Pisces too. When exactly did that happen? It happened Saturday afternoon at 2:34 p.m. So Sun going into Pisces and seasonal tropical astrology happened Saturday. So Pisces time, Pisces time should help us get into our feet to dance and to realize that we've only got like 4.5 weeks of winter left. Folks, spring is coming, and we could use a spring right now. We need a spring of consciousness, a spring of love, and a renewing of our minds and hearts, especially of our hearts, and getting out of our minds. I like being out of my mind occasionally. Don't you? Okay, so when does Venus go into Aries? It happens as well on Sunday night at 11:56 p.m. New moon at 11:06 p.m. Sunday night. So yeah, and then we're gonna, everything is gonna be more Aries and fresh-like. I think there's just this renewal coming, folks. This wonderful sense of renewal in our relationships and everything. So Aries, this is really your week in a lot of ways. I mean, I know that Pisces times the 12th house. Okay, so let's get this part straight. 12th house is a house of losses. It's also the house of spiritual enlightenment and monasteries. It can be, along with the 8th house, a house of death. Not everybody dies when, the moon is in their 8th house. Some people die when a lot of people die when the moon's in the 12th house, actually. I've known that. But those are probably the two more common places. Both moksha houses, houses that are water sign houses, we'd say in Jyotish and Vedic astrology. And, 4th house is also a moksha house. But that's more about us getting out in the world, getting out of our homes and being in our homes and finding our personal happiness. So that doesn't usually indicate death quite as much. But here we are, and to be able to live our life is such a good thing, to know this, to know these practices, these teachings, whatever it is. Motivation, being motivated. Mars gives us motivation right now, and it's in the 3rd house still. You're still very motivated as an Aries. Sun moving into the 12th house, pay attention to your spiritual life. Neptune is there, Venus is still there, but Neptune's still there, and with Jupiter in your 1st house and Venus too, it's like you've got the two gurus. You've got the two gurus in your life helping you, giving you guidance. And let me tell you, that is, from personal experience, that is priceless. So, keep going the higher path. All right. Greetings, Taurus. Welcome to your horoscope. So, Venus is now in your 12th house. And so is Jupiter. So there's the two gurus. So like for Taurus, it's like, hey, pay attention to your spiritual life. This is the only life you have to live. And I've lost so many friends in the last year from various things. It's heavy, man, and it's really caused me to pay attention to the Hopi prophecy, which recommends everybody slow down. Don't just be jumping into things. Just really slow down and be receptive, receive, learn, be in that heart space. You might have to let go of some things, Taurus, this week. But at the same time, you've got this social network of support with the Sun and Saturn in your 10th house, but with Neptune at least in the 11th house, being involved with some kind of uplifting people, church, people. I mean, sometimes it's just friends that appreciate nature. Let's go out in nature. Let's watch birds and animals. A lot of ways, that's a way that the divine speaks to people. And people say, well, that's just science and natural. Okay, that's fine. Whatever works for you, but it's still a good, peaceful place to be. All right. Greetings, Gemini. Welcome to your horoscope. So, I always like to say this. I love that song. You've got the power. Whenever anybody has Mars in their 1st house, I think to myself, they've got the power. Here they are. They're in charge. And Mars has been Gemini for a long time. We've been seeing this since early fall. And so it's been a place, it's been a space, it's been a minute. Mars likes the 3rd house, for one thing. So I don't think that Gemini is necessarily the worst place for Mars. Certainly the lunar mansion, Mrigashira, which is half Taurus, half Gemini nakshatra, and generally it's, Gemini in both systems at that first part. So there's like, there's a part of that. Well, Mars works there. It's about our curiosity is what it's really about. And how our passions can take us to places that are so far away we could easily lose our head. We can change ourselves, disguise ourselves. We either want to pursue or we want to flee. And what are we running from? or what are we pursuing? These are the things that we have to face realistically right now. Sun in Pisces, midheaven. This is where the workforce, your career changes or promotions at work, they're more possible right now. Jupiter and Venus in your 11th house is going to be really good for your social life. That's getting better for you, so that's nice. There's some icing on the cake for Gemini. Mercury moving over, well, I don't know. I think Mercury's still in Aquarius, so, I mean, you've got a lot of intelligence, you're a good student, you're going to learn more than ever, and thank you for just patiently being here with me. I know you have to put up with that first part of all that mumbo-jumbo, but here we are. Back to Cancer. Greetings, Cancer. Welcome to your horoscope. I mean, hey, Sun's moving into a water sign this weekend. I mean, happy days. Happy days are here again. Yeah. Empathy. Empathy is one of the things that the water signs bring. Imagination. Imagination is another thing that the water signs bring in Western astrology. So, you get a lot of empathy from Cancer. You get a lot of creativity from Scorpio. Scorpio is, I create's its key phrase. And so there's a certain amount of reflection and creativeness that happens in Scorpio. And Pisces is about all of it, It's about feelings, it's about being creative, it's about using the imagination. Pisces has like the super imagination. It's really fun. And it's about letting go. It's about release. Pisces is about that great release. Now, Pisces rules the 9th house. So this is a great time for you to travel. So if you're somebody with a lot of planets in Cancer, your Cancer rising, let me tell you, the Pisces time of year is your time to go places. It's a good time to go to an ashram, a monastery, a learning seminar, any place where you're just kind of elevating yourself and getting yourself into that better position. So that's what's happening now. Jupiter and Venus in your career house. Man, if you wanted to improve your workplace, or woman, you want to improve your workplace, get a better job, get that career thing going in a better way, this is that time for you. So keep that in mind as you go through this week. And, there's this new moon, there's this wonderful new start. And that new start, which is like, boom, over here, it's going to motivate great things. It's going to bring you into better places, so know that. Greetings, Leo. Welcome to your horoscope. So, Aquarius is sort of like your eye in the hurricane, It's like, this is your place where you can kind of relax a little bit, take it easy for a little bit, be with loved ones. Maybe you're working on a career situation, there's some kind of negotiation going on, there's some sense of release, too. It's like, 7th house is like a sunset, but now we're in the 8th house. 8th house is other people's property. Yeah. 8th house is things that are out of your control, out of your hands, so when things happen in the 8th house, it can be difficult, it can be really challenging. What's really wonderful in these days is that you can get a computer program or even go to like astro.com and look at an event that happened in your life and get a chart for it. And then you can understand what might have happened then, how it affects your natal chart, your birth chart. And say, wow, that time was really challenging for me. Oh, wow, that time was really good for me. You could see these type of things. And most of the time it's just a mixed bag. We're dealing with some challenges. We're dealing with some things that are helping us, that are in a flow, making things easier. That's important too. But what I see for you is that things are, you're kind of got this reputation for being somewhat of a control freak. Oh, not me, I know. And you're also really good at faking it till you're making it, kind of being sort of a theatrical drama queen, drama king. And one thing I had heard one astrologer say is, a Leo is the type of person that gets fired from their job and goes out and buys himself a fur coat. Like complete denial of what the situation is. no, I'm going to do it my way. I actually work with somebody who's got a lot of Leo in their chart. I was like, oh God. In Western astrology, at least. This is the Western tropical astrology Leo. And I was just like, oh my God. It has a lot of different ways of going. If you know anybody born in July of 57, oh my gosh, there was like a stellium of Leo at that time. And so there's many ways it can go. I mean, a person can become a real sweetheart and can really come from their heart. I know one local musician, he's just an incredible songwriter with lots of Leo in his chart. And but the thing is keeping ourselves in check, you know. The best thing to do is just say, you know what, I am not going to be the star of the show for the next 4.5 weeks. I'm going to be a supporting actor. And, you know, let other people have the power and just do my best to get out of the way. You know, because this is other people's property, other people's money, sex, death, a whole bunch of other stuff. And, yeah, we don't want to be a statistic. Well, greetings, Virgo, and welcome to your horoscope. So Virgo, you know, you're really concerned with partnership now. Now that the new moon and sun is going to be in Pisces this weekend, and then Venus moves into Aries along with Jupiter. So it's like studying the occult, spiritual magic. You're super attracted to that type of stuff right now. It's like a Red Hot Chili Peppers album or something. I don't know. It's it's also allowing other people to help you. You see, one of the things about the 8th house, you know, where Venus and Jupiter are for you, it's about humbling yourself. And it's like, I've really, you know, I've been going through Jupiter, what they call Jupiter Dasha in Vedic astrology, and I've really noticed that I need really good teachers in my life, and I really need honesty in my life, and I need generosity in my life. And when there's an 8th house transit like this, Virgo, other people are willing to help you, and a lot of you, you know, a lot of you are sidereal Leos, and it's like, hey, you know, I like to do things my way, and I don't need any help. I'm just plugging along. I don't want to be a burden to anybody else. You know, we love you. You're not a burden. We need to know you. I lost a really good friend who was Virgo in Western astrology, and he didn't want people to really know. He didn't want to be that. Didn't want people to feel sorry for him. Really, is what it came down to. And my heart breaks because I could have made the time, you know, being with our loved ones and the people we know, and just giving a sense of good attention, giving audience to each other in a caring way is about one of the most divine gifts we can possibly give. Keep working on your health. Keep helping other people. Keep doing your work. A lot of things involve other people, and so there might not be a lot of me time for you right now, Virgo, and so you have to give that to yourself. And I mean, you're looking dynamic at the workplace. You're energized. You're kind of like on top of your game. Greetings, Libra. Welcome to your horoscope. Oh man, the love is going to flow. I mean, the love is going to pour down for Libras right now, and I'm so glad. I'm so happy for you. Now, Pisces time, you have to watch your health. Because this is the 6th house, so you got to work hard. We work hard in the 6th house. We have obstacles sometimes in the 6th house. We have small pets in the 6th house, uncles and aunts, all these people coming out of the woodwork now, and you know, we just have to pace ourselves and part of it is taking care of our own health, because, you know, when we're under the stress, like we might have somebody at work that's not really super cool or understanding to us, and you're a good sweet talker. You're like the best negotiator of anybody. But you know, we're taking, like I said, we're taking the good with the bad here, and we want blessings on any of these enterprises that you're undertaking right now. And the love, you know, you can be it's the greatest lover for Libra men, Libra women, both of you. If you haven't had love for a long time, smile, be friendly, be funny, be non-attached and open. And that's when the surprise hits you. Boom! Cupid's arrow smitten me, ho! And sometimes for some of us, love takes time. I'm someone with Mars and Taurus in both systems. I'm really, sure, I'm quick to lust, but real love is a work. It's a work in progress, and it's building relationships, and it's doing things together. So greetings, Scorpio. Welcome to your horoscope. Yeah, I have Sun in Scorpio in Western. Along with Neptune and Jupiter and Venus and all this other stuff. But yeah, it's all in the third house, and but that's not what it is for you this week. Look at all, Pisces is the fifth house. So Scorpio, you should, that I create, your key phrase, you should be getting some creative juice out of this. Jupiter and Venus are in your sixth house, so it's time to spruce up the workplace. It's time to get a better wardrobe, Get some nice clothes. A lot of Scorpios are kind of hidden. They don't want to be noticed, but it's kind of time to jazz it up, splash some colors in there, look sharp, dress sharp. It's also like a time to find maybe the lazy person's way of getting in shape, which might be just eating less, sleeping at right times, cold showers in the morning, some, dancing, going out dancing, being with people. Dancers tend to stay in great shape. They tend to have a lot of longevity, so I highly recommend dancing. Dancing is good. So keep on dancing, and keep on celebrating life, even as you're working hard at this moment. There's projects at the home, projects with your kids, there's a lot of transformation, with Mars there. It's like not everything's in your control, and Pluto in the third house, you're going through environmental changes and stuff. When Pluto goes into your fourth house later on this spring, it's like people, you might get new neighbors, lots of things could happen. Okay. Greetings, Sagittarius. Welcome to your horoscope. So, this weekend, looks good. It's a good weekend to work. It's a good weekend to make money. It's good for spending time with family. It's good to have dental work done, working on your mouth. There's some weekend dentists. And, you're negotiating your relationships with siblings and family right now in a lot of ways, even children, all of that. Your relationship with your children, in fact, should go great. It should be stellar. In fact, there should be a healing. Sometimes there's parents, for various reasons, get alienated from their children. And it's complicated, and sometimes we blame ourselves. A lot of times it's really ancestral trauma that it's hard to break the cycles. I've heard we're here to heal future generations and to heal the past ones, and that kind of work I think is a lot of people are doing, and it's marvelous, and I highly recommend that for you right now. But you're going into that place where you're finding what is your own happiness. You're going to be dealing with fixed resources. You're going to be dealing with neighbors and siblings and parents and possibly your children, and most of this is going to be okay. It's just finding peace. And with Mars and Gemini, sometimes people are openly antagonistic towards you. You have to be open to that and say, well, I can understand how you feel that way. I think when we're understanding of our enemies, that's when you are the martial art master. I can understand when you understand your opponent. There's less for that opponent to be aggressive about. So don't resist things, just lean into it. Lean into that discomfort and do some investigation. Don't just assume things. Start asking questions. People go off the handle assuming things, and that, I've been guilty of it. It is not good. It is not fun. It's messed up. Greetings, Capricorn. Welcome to your horoscope. Such a time of change, such a time of transformation, such a time of insights. And generally, since Pluto's in both Vedic and sidereal, as well as tropical astrology in Capricorn right now, it's like, let's think about the Earth changes. These big storms we've had, these crises that have been around the world. You know, earthquakes, volcanoes, all those kind of things. You know, all of these things are really possibilities. Even the way we deal with money, banks, big businesses, all of that going under immense transformation and change. You know, how do we bring real justice to all? And that the weakest links are strengthened versus just the strong taking all. You know, it's a big question, you know. But you could be the one with the insight of that. Sun moving into Pisces, more about neighborhood, more about siblings, more about writing, more about working with your hands. All of this is happening this week. So this new moon could motivate you just to keep a journal, keep a dream journal for a month. That would be a perfect thing for any sign to do during Pisces. Just dream journal for a month. You don't dream, you know, maybe you have an affection for the green medicine, you know, and I understand what that's like. Take a break. Challenge yourself. It's easier to quit than sugar and caffeine. I'll give you that much, generally speaking. I mean, and it's just nice to see things through a different lens. Allow yourself to see things in many different lenses. Greetings, Aquarius, and welcome to your horoscope. Well, this is it. You've got like a day and a half left of the sun being in your sign. Hey, celebrate life. And I do. I want to celebrate life. I want to celebrate you. I want to give a birthday shout out to my friend Rocky, who's having a birthday, I believe, Saturday. So happy birthday to you. My friends having birthdays this week. Mike Wolfchuk, Diane Suzuki, I think even Riken. Or it might be the next week, but all of you people that have helped me and meant so much in my life, I think my friend Eva, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to all of my friends who are sun sign and Pisces in tropical astrology. Your season's coming on, folks. But you know, this is the Aquarius forecast, so. And so we gotta get to you. And I'll have to, now it means I have to say the birthday's over again. Oh gosh darn it. Aquarians that have had birthdays this week. You know, so many have departed that I don't know where to even begin right now. My friend Lanny in Port Angeles area of Washington. She's having a birthday had a birthday on the 15th, so I can belatedly give her a birthday shout out today. One of my friend's old roommates, I know his birthday on the 17th, but it's hard to say. But Aquarius, right now, what I do say is that you're dealing with Saturn and the Sun, and those are the two most consistent planets. Those are the two most reliable planets. So you've never been in a place in your life where you've been more reliable than now. Neptune in the second house. So it's like a time to get a crystal or a gemstone or a talisman or build a little altar in your house. Also a time to acknowledge the spiritual life of your parents. Just, you know, you may not believe in religion, you might be an agnostic or something and just don't like any of that stuff, but if you see a moral trait from it that just seems good and kind, it's helping them be kinder, thank them for that. You know, thank a family member for kindness in that area. Money, you know, helping others with spiritual projects could be also part of Neptune in the second house. Vision, you know, getting new glasses, improving your vision. Third house pretty active right now because of Venus and Jupiter being there. So making new friends, having a better relationship with your siblings, doing some writing, working with your hands, making some artwork. All of this is possible, Aquarius. And yeah, you've got having fun with exercise, having fun with your children, especially if you have male children, you know, playing with your boys, you know, teaching them how to, you know, appropriate touch and kindness and helping them have better intimacy in their life and courage to face difficulties when things don't seem reasonable. All of this and more. Okay. Greetings, Pisces. Welcome to your horoscope. Since Rocky, I don't know whether you're Pisces and West or Aquarius. Yeah, well, happy birthday. And once again, happy birthday to Diane. Happy birthday to Riken. Happy birthday to Mike. Happy birthday to my friend Rosalina. And definitely happy birthday to Alexandra Karakostas, another astrologer. Great friend, great encouragement to me in the world of astrology, and very decent astrologer herself. She's been doing it for a long time. So here we are in Pisces time coming on as of tomorrow. So I mean, this 12th house loss thing, it's all dissolving away. The wind's blowing it away. You come into being Saturday afternoon, and the new moon later on Sunday night, you know, all this freshness coming on right away. And so Neptune, your spiritual life, your aesthetic is still very important. I see this kind of Venus and Jupiter, though, in the second. Like, I see money coming your way. I see some kind of riches. I see some sort of benefit coming your way. And just what to do with that, what to do with our talents, how to work with what we've got, and to be good to others. So important right now. And you know, Uranus and North Node in the 3rd house, South Node in the 9th house. I mean, what I think is that you've got a lot of spiritual wisdom, and you desire to have an effect on the world and to enjoy the things that life has to offer you, no matter how crazy it seems. You know, you might go parachuting. Not all of you. I know a lot of you have represent. You know, I'm afraid. You know, and there's some courageous Pisces out there. Oh yeah, you know, Steve Poltz. I think his birthday is on the 19th. So I want to give Poltzy, turning 63, a big birthday shout out. So thank you, Steve. Yeah, moving with Mars in the 4th house, you know, in Gemini. There's a lot of movement for Pisces right now. So you might be changing location. I mean, Saturn, you know, in your 12th house along with Mercury, it's like pay attention to your dreams, and, you know, it's like having a good finish. It's really, everything is about your last performance. So if improvements have been made in the best way, Saturn at the end brings us harmony. That's why Saturn's actually said to be good in the 12th house. They say any malefic, Mars, Saturn, to a lesser extent the Sun, North-South node of the Moon, they tend to calm down in the 6th, 8th, and 12th house, which they call Dynista houses, Dustana houses rather. Dustana houses. They're the most difficult houses by transit, generally speaking, but there's a certain way to work with them, and good things can happen, and that's important to know that. How do we work? How do we use crisis as opportunity? That's one reason why we have astrology. The other reason is it's a map for us to follow as we're going out there. And according to the map, I see good things. I really see good things for all of us. And thank you for being here. Thank you for sharing this video. I always like to give shout outs to all my friends. I know this one went a little bit longer than last week did, but I guess we had a lot to cover here, folks. So thank you so much. I appreciate all of your comments, and I look forward to being with you next week when we do this again. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Tat Sat.